new communities and movements of the Holy Land gathered in Bethlehem on Saturday, November the 1st, the solemnity of All Saints, to celebrate together the Jubilee of Hope. Moved by the appeal of the Patriarch and the Custers to bring pilgrims back to the Holy Land, the Bishops of the Lombardy region in Italy came to live an experience of closeness and support for the local church. A few days, but rich in meaning. In the Holy Land, the olive harvest season has seen a sharp decline due to high temperatures and prolonged drought. To show solidarity with the farmers of Taybeh, 3 diplomatic delegations from Jerusalem came to offer concrete support. The Israel Nature and Parks Authority has brought to light part of the ancient Roman pier of Capernaum, offering the possibility of connecting the texts of the New Testament with archaeological reality. The event took place on Saturday afternoon, beginning in the courtyard of Catholic Action in Bethlehem. Music, activities, moments of prayer and testimonies contributed to creating a wonderful atmosphere of faith, a manifestation of Christ, the giver of all charisms and gifts.
A moment to be together, to pray together, especially in this year that is a Jubilee of Hope. At first we thought of the movement and new communities, but after a while we thought, why not open it to everyone? Everyone could participate in this pilgrimage of hope, because we all need that, and it will be a moment of joy, consolation, prayer, gathering together. It will be a good for each one. So that was the, let's say, genesis of this pilgrimage of today.
In procession with the Jubilee Cross, the participants walked along Star Street, stopping at the Milk Grotto, always accompanied by the Bethlehem Scout Group. Inside St. Catherine's Church, a moment of adoration was held and the sacrament of reconciliation was celebrated.
As a community of the Holy Land, we can testify that hope and unity are possible even in this land so wounded and marked, and that it is possible to celebrate together as a church.
I think that in the church we are like children who gradually learn to get to know one another, and it is a great richness to be able to do that and to do it together. The Eucharist was presided over by Cardinal Pier Pizzaballa, Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, who expressed great joy in seeing so many representatives of movements and new communities gathered in Bethlehem. The Franciscan community in Bethlehem, represented by the Guardian Father Marcello Cicchinelli, welcomed the religious and civil authorities present. In his homily, the Patriarch stated that for him, this event is a fruit of the diocesan synod and represents the sense of belonging to the Church that transcends borders, creating bridges of dialogue and mutual collaboration.
Now, to all of you, you are new movements, new communities, new realities in the life of our Church. We have in a way, a freedom, let's say, from the past that the old institutions maybe not always have. The institution tends to preserve, but the Holy Spirit is sent continuously in the Church new realities that help us to do what the saints are supposed to do, as they said, to look outside our boundaries, to help us see what we not always see immediately.
For Lina, who lives in Bethlehem, this meeting of charisms within the context of the Jubilee demonstrates the power of prayer lived in unity of heart. We all came to pray for peace and ask Jesus, born in this place, for a heart full of hope.
Our mutual unity allows us to see that we are not alone in the world. On the contrary, many people pray with us so that peace may reign over all the earth.
To be a fraternal presence returning to the roots of faith. This was the main goal of the Lombard bishops who came on pilgrimage to the Holy Land. In Palestine, they visited a Bedouin camp and witnessed firsthand the commitment of the Comboni sisters in the kindergarten and in their work with women. In Taybeh, they shared a moment with the parish priest, and in Bethlehem, they met the Franciscan community of the convent of St. Catherine, as well as the children of the Epheta Institute run by the Dorothean sisters.
Abbiamo avuto incontri molto intensi, testimonianze di carità commoventi.
We experienced very intense encounters, enriched by moving testimonies of charity, the attention given to people in need. However, one can also sense a certain frustration. There is no work, and the water that could turn the desert into a garden is missing. So alongside admirable examples of charity, there are also testimonies of suffering, hardship, and even discouragement. Many told us about people who in recent times have left this land because they saw no future, no promise for themselves or for their children.
Questi tempi se ne sono andati di qui proprio perché non vedevano un futuro, una promessa per loro e per i loro figli.
For the Bishop of Lodi, His Excellency Monsignor Maurizio Malvestiti, the Holy Land is like a home. He first came here as a young priest, and for 21 years he served the Holy See at the Dicastery for the Eastern Churches. His warmth was evident even when he spoke a few words in Arabic with the children of the Bedouin village.
The
first times we went to Bethlehem peacefully after entering the Holy Sepulchre, always with solemnity. Then over the years this wall appeared, a great scar that cannot however divide hearts, because the heart of the entire Church, and I believe also of the whole human family, longs to return to Jerusalem. The solemn Eucharist celebration, presided over before the tomb and accompanied by the President of the Community of the Holy Sepulchre, was also a moment of great emotion. From the Holy Sepulchre itself comes the urgent invitation to pilgrims to return. Why? Because in this Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre, Calvary, the death, and the tomb of the resurrection are united. We have lived through 2 years marked by the mystery of death. We must not be afraid. Rather, we must insist on proclaiming, especially now, that death does not have the final word. To come on pilgrimage, says Father Gaffurini, means to proclaim faith in the resurrection of Jesus. In his words, filled with emotion, he invited Christians to overcome fear and to remember the courage of our Christian brothers and sisters in Gaza. Pilgrims cannot take a step back, not now. We are waiting for you. Father Gianluigi, who accompanied the bishops, was deeply moved by their experience, especially by the sense of unity they were able to create through prayer in the sanctuaries of redemption, such as Gethsemane. What is truly interesting and important is that at the same moment many churches and dioceses in Lombardy were praying together with us for reconciliation and peace. At the community of Saint Saviour too, they had a meaningful experience of fraternity. For more than 8 centuries, the friars have been guarding, on behalf of the Church, the living stones, the living story of Jesus that continues in the people who are here and who are living through this extraordinary moment. At the Latin Patriarchate as well, the bishops had a fraternal meeting with the Cardinal to listen to the challenges and hopes of the Church of the Holy Land.
E quindi certo l'invito.
May there be many pilgrims, because pilgrimages are also a source of support.
Sono una fonte di sostentamento.
The olive harvest season has recorded a significant decline in the Holy Land due to a combination of climatic and agricultural factors, heat, drought, and constant weather changes. At the same time, this tradition has become a tool of social pressure and insecurity, compromising the rights of the farmers of the village of Taybeh, whose population is entirely Christian. The area of Taybeh's lands covers 24,000 dunams, registered in our name since 1958. Of these, we can use only 6,000 dunams, because access to the remaining 18,000 is blocked by attacks from settlers and shepherds from the surrounding hills. The Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem continues to firmly defend the Christian presence in the village of Taybeh, considering the protection of the human person as an essential part of its spiritual mission. Through its presence in the territory and its constant diplomatic efforts, the Patriarchate works to safeguard the rights of the inhabitants and their freedom of access to their lands. Today we are here with 3 diplomatic delegations from Jerusalem, the Italian consulate, the French consulate and the Belgian consulate, to support the farmers of Taybeh. The delegations act with a spirit of humanity to promote justice and truth, and to support the Christian and Palestinian presence in this land. If the diplomats had not been with us, we would have been attacked, I'm sure of it. We would not have been able to harvest the olives, but we remain here and we will harvest every one of our trees. This land was not like this in the past. I have always taken care to keep it ploughed and in order. But look at it now, we can no longer reach it, cultivate it, or reap its fruit. I thank the delegations for giving us the opportunity to reach our olive trees and harvest them for our children. Our loss is enormous. In the eastern part of the village alone, we have lost 4,000 dunams. We invite foreign delegations to come for an hour or two so that we can harvest our fruit and take home a can of oil for our children. There can be no justice founded on oppression or discrimination, nor dignity preserved apart from a peace rooted in truth and equality. We want peace. We seek peace. We seek love. We want to live in safety. One of the most fascinating discoveries of recent decades along the shores of the Sea of Galilee has emerged in recent weeks. A section of the ancient Roman pier of Capernaum. The Israel Nature and Parks Authority, which is conducting the excavations, allowed us to be the first to photograph this ancient port located on the northern shore of Lake Tiberias. Visiting this place and witnessing this discovery is of great importance. For the first time, we can speak of Jesus' maritime activity on the Sea of Galilee, and not only of his works on land. We are used to visiting the places where he performed miracles, but here we have a rare and precious opportunity to truly connect with his presence and his activity on the sea. Jesus left Nazareth and settled in Capernaum, making it the center of his mission. Here he called his disciples fishermen, and from here he went out to meet the people of the region before returning to it. We can imagine and read in the Gospels the moments when Jesus steps onto the boat and steps off it, walks on water and performs many other miracles at sea. It is as if we could see him with our eyes and touch him with our hands. Imagine Jesus returning from Kursi after crossing the Sea of Galilee, or after preaching in the area of Taybeh, and coming home in the evening while thousands of faithful people seeking healing, prayer and guidance await him in this very place, eager to hear him and to touch him.
לשמוע, מחכים לגעת בו.
The lowering of the lake level made possible the discovery of the pier, already noted decades ago by researcher Mendel Nunn, who had mapped it. Unlike modern continuous and linear piers, the Roman one was built in sections with recesses used as moorings for boats.
אנחנו יכולים למשל לראות שורה אחת של אבנים.
We can observe, for example, a row of large stones forming one side of the pier, and about 3 or 4 meters away a second row, marking the opposite side. Between these two sides was an inlet or docking area, able to accommodate up to 2 boats.
ולתוך התא הזה, כאן אנחנו מעריכים שיכלו להיכנס 2 סירות.
According to the information we have, Jesus with his apostles were on it. So it means could be at least a dozen people on it. And one like that, it was actually found in the nearby, in Kibbutz Ginosar. They found a boat which could be of the same shape and the same size as the one of Jesus.
Based on this discovery, the boat measured about 8.2 meters in length and was equipped with both a sail and oars. In Magdala, an ancient city, a mosaic from the 1st century AD was found depicting a fishing boat from that time. It is now on display at the Terra Museum. The port of Capernaum included numerous moorings. A pyramid-shaped stone is still visible at the end of the pier, serving as an entrance marker to guide boats safely into the port without risk of damage.
ייתכן, כמו שהגיוני לחשוב, שהתאים האלה...
It is logical to think that these moorings, constantly used by those entering and leaving the port, also included a docking spot specifically for the boat of Jesus. It is therefore possible that his name, or that of one of the apostles, was inscribed on it.
התא הזה מן הסתם היה כתוב שם גם, או השם שלו, או השם של השליחים שלו.
The importance of the discovery of the port of Capernaum lies in the connection it establishes between the texts of the New Testament and archaeological reality, a link that helps to revive and strengthen the Christian faith, offering the chance to contemplate a fascinating aspect of its history.
Mi hanno detto che saremo più di 100.
They told me there will be more than 100 of us. And it won't just be friars, but also our collaborators. From northern Italy, 4 of us will come, and it will be an opportunity to strengthen the great fraternity for which we commissaries all work. After all, we are the ambassadors of the Order's first mission.
Un frate che ha
The friar who visited our province said something very important. The Order exists because the custody exists, and the custody is the heart of our Franciscan vocation. And that's exactly what we are about to do. And we will do it together. Open yourself to a gesture of solidarity and support the mission of the Custody of the Holy Land. The Christian Media Center spreads the good news of Jesus by making known to the world the spirituality of the holy places and the lives of the Christians who live here. Your contribution will help us bring the proclamation of the risen Lord, the most urgent of all, to men and women of every language and nation. To help us concretely, open the QR code. Your choice makes a difference.